Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumera Kamal. First, the headlines. All is set to hold a general election in a free, fair and peaceful manner tomorrow. Over 12,500 candidates are in the run for the National and Provincial Assemblies elections. 450,000 policemen and 300,000 army troops will be deployed to maintain law and order during polling across the country. Information Minister says the participation of all political parties in the general election will strengthen democratic process in the country. In occupied Kashmir, the Joint Resistance Leadership has condemned the inhuman treatment meted out to the Kashmiri prisoners in jails and outside the territory. North Korea appears to have begun dismantling part of a key rocket launch site in the country's northwest. Now the news in detail. General elections for the seats of National Assembly and 4 provincial assemblies will be held tomorrow. The polling will begin at 8 in the morning and continue till 6 in the evening. It is the first time that the polling time has been extended by 1 hour for the convenience of the voters. There will be a public holiday tomorrow so that the people could exercise their vote without any hindrance. Of the 272 seats of the National Assembly, elections will be held on 270 seats. Election on 2 National Assembly constituencies have been postponed. As regards the 4 provincial assemblies, elections will be held on 570 seats against the total tally of 577. Over 12,500 candidates are in the run for the seats of national and provincial assemblies. Chief Election Commissioner Sardar Mohammad Raza has said that the Election Commission is striving for the conduct of free and fair elections in an impartial manner. In his message to the nation, the Chief Election Commissioner urged the people to come out on the polling day and fulfill their national responsibility by exercising their right to vote. Secretary Election Commission Babar Yaqub has expressed the confidence that elections 2018 will be held in a peaceful manner tomorrow. Talking to media in Islamabad today, he said polling will begin from 8 in the morning and continue till 6 in the evening without any interval. He said poll results will be shared after 7 p.m. The ECP secretary also asked all the returning officers to exercise result management system to ensure prompt and accurate results. Caretaker Minister of Information Ali Zafar has said people should exercise their right to vote with full confidence in tomorrow's election. In a statement, he said elections 2018 are the most important elections in the history of the country. Sayyid Ali Zafar said, "Our aim is to conduct peaceful election with independence, and caretaker government has no interest which party forms the government." He said it is the role of the media to highlight the viewpoint of political parties and it is doing its job efficiently. He said caretaker government, election commission and all relevant institutions are playing their due role in holding peaceful elections. The minister thanked all political parties and candidates for taking part in election to strengthen democracy and democratic culture in the country. European Union election observers, a mission delegation called on caretaker Foreign Minister Abdullah Hussain Haroon in Islamabad today. Foreign Minister informed the delegation about the preparations for general election. The delegation lauded democratic stability in Pakistan. A delegation of China Radio International led by Director Asia Ha Mei visited Central News Organization of Radio Pakistan in Islamabad today. The delegation visited different sections of news department and evinced keen interest in working of the department and appreciated the establishment of Election City for comprehensive coverage of general elections. Later, Director News and Current Affairs Javed Khan Jadoon briefed the delegation about entire working setup of PBC News and told them about policy, objectives and role of the wing in dissemination of information with complete accuracy and reliability. Prime Minister Nasir al-Mulk has emphasized the need for removing bottlenecks in the smooth and steady growth of investments in the country. He was chairing a meeting of Board of Investment in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister said the federal and provincial governments, ministries, foreign missions, and other stakeholders should enhance coordination to extend maximum facilities to the business community. Prime Minister Nasir al-Mulk has said that Pakistan values its decades-old friendly ties with Republic of Korea. Talking to South Korean Ambassador Kwok Song-kyu in Islamabad today, he expressed confidence that cordial relations between the two countries could continue to grow in all fields. The Prime Minister invited the Korean companies to take full advantage of investment-friendly environment in Pakistan. He also welcomed positive developments in Korean Peninsula. This is Radio Pakistan. National Counter-Terrorism Authority and Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan today signed an MOU to curb terrorist financing. The MOU was signed by NECTA Chief Dr. Suleiman and Chairman SECP Shaukat Hussain in Islamabad today. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Suleiman said the cooperation between NECTA and the SECP is of great importance in the backdrop of international scenario. In occupied Kashmir, the Joint Resistance leadership has condemned the inhuman treatment meted out to the Kashmiri prisoners in jails in and outside of the territory. Speakers said this while addressing a seminar in Srinagar today. The seminar was held at Abi Guzar in Srinagar to mark 1 year in jail of Hurriyat leaders arrested by the Delhi's National Investigation Agency, notorious for implicating Kashmiris in fake cases. The participants also staged a sit-in at Abi Guzar to demand an immediate release of all illegally detained Hurriyat leaders and activists. In Afghanistan, at least 3 people were wounded after several rockets were fired on Kabul city from an unknown direction today. A police spokesperson said there was no immediate claim of responsibility for the latest attack on the Afghan capital. North Korea appears to have begun dismantling part of a key rocket launch site in the country's northwest. Satellite images of Sohae station have been seen by US-based monitoring group. US President Donald Trump said North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un had vowed to destroy an engine test site but did not specify which one. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has slammed Israel's controversial new Jewish nation-state law. Erdogan told his ruling Justice and Development AK party's parliamentary group meeting in Ankara that this law is evident that without doubt Israel is the most Zionist, fascist, and racist state in the world. He called on the Islamic world, Christian world, all democratic and liberal states, non-governmental organizations, and members of the media to move against Israel. The United Nations has said any return of Syrian refugees from countries across the region must be conducted on a strictly voluntary basis. UN spokesman Stephen Dujarric said the return of the people to their home should always be voluntary and done in dignity and in safety. UN's comments after Russia unveiled plans to cooperate with the United States on the issue. In Laos, the number of people were killed and hundreds of others are missing after an under-construction dam collapsed. Laos news agency called the collapse at the hydroelectric dam in Attapeu province late yesterday sent flash floods through 6 villages. It said more than 6,600 people have been rendered homeless. In Greece, at least 50 people have lost their lives in wildfires near the town of Rafina. Many tourists and residents fled toward the coastline to escape the ferocious flames and choking smoke. Authorities have evacuated more than 700 people by sea overnight. And finally, the weather. Hot and humid weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain, thundershower with gusty winds is expected at scattered places in Rawalpindi, Gujranwala, Lahore, Malakand, Hazara, Peshawar, Islamabad and Kashmir, while at isolated places in Bannu, Dera Ismail Khan, Sargodha, Job divisions and Gilgit-Baltistan. To end the news, here are some of the headlines once again. All is set to hold a general election in a free, fair and peaceful manner tomorrow. Over 12,500 candidates are in the run for the national and provincial assemblies elections. Information Minister says the participation of all political parties in the general election will strengthen democratic process in the country. In occupied Kashmir, the Joint Resistance leadership has condemned the inhuman treatment meted out to the Kashmiri prisoners in jails in and outside of the territory. North Korea appears to have begun dismantling part of a key rocket launch site in the country's northwest. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/radio Pakistan News Official.